If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. This is actually a quote from the famous investor Warren Buffett. A subscriber shared this with me on my Instagram last night. He sent me a message, private message on Instagram, one of my favorite subscribers. And he said, Ian, check this out. I love this quote from Warren Buffett. I liked the quote so much that I went ahead and I shared it on my Twitter. What was funny is I got a lot of retweets, a lot of likes, but I also got a lot of debate on Twitter. And there were people debating, hey, I don't even think this quote came from Warren Buffett. It's so negative. There's nothing wrong with work. I've had comments like that on my channel here before because I've discussed this concept of work before, and that I like to invest for dividends and cash flow because they will cover my living expenses and I won't have to quote unquote work anymore. Although I want to dive into this quote a little bit more today because I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there in the investing community about the difference between good work and bad work. Because in my opinion, all work is not equal. And I think a lot of people looking at a quote like this saying, hey, it's a little bit negative. I don't think it's negative at all. I think work is not a black and white concept. There are many shades of gray, and there is good work and bad work. And so I'm going to discuss this in a minute. But I think what Warren Buffett was getting at in this quote, that is if he did say this in fact, but I did research the quote online. It seems to have come from Warren Buffett. Regardless of whether it came from him or not, I love the quote. And I think, look, Warren Buffett, he is a positive guy. And he's not trying to put down all work. I think what he's trying to do is really illustrate that there's this concept of bad work. And it's true, if you do not have passive income coming in, such as dividend income, the type of passive income that I love, that I discuss here on my channel, PPC Ian, if that is not coming in, it's true, one may have to work and do bad work until the day they die. And that is really sad. It is really sad. And so the point of this quote, in my opinion, is to really open people's minds, give them the right perspective that, hey, you better focus on passive income because it'll open up all these doors. It'll allow you to pursue good work. And so I want to talk about these two concepts today. I also want to dive a little bit deeper also into a related concept that is the difference between the rich and the poor. And I want to talk about someone living a rich life and someone living a poor life, and how it's all intertwined with this concept of good work, bad work, and passive income. So let's get started with another dividend investing video. All right, everyone. So I don't have my whiteboard with me today. I'm just doing this video from the car because I wanted to, one, get this out in real time, and two, just save myself a bit of time. I've been really busy these days, but I want to keep the dividend videos coming. But this is something that's happening in real time, so I wanted to respond to this debate happening on my Twitter via video. Anyways, I want to start with the difference between good work and bad work. In my opinion, of course, everyone is going to work. Everyone should work. We're all designed to work. I get these comments all the time. Ian, do you want to just have all this passive income so you can sit back and watch TV all day? Of course not. Here's an example. I ran 12 miles yesterday. I actually did this on the treadmill. It was kind of crazy. It was raining really hard out, a lot of rain. And so I did it on the treadmill. Took me just under 2 hours. Actually, I spent 2 hours. I did a little over 12 miles. But anyways, my 12-mile goal came in just below 2 hours. And anyways, I did not get paid to do this running. But this running, it is a passion of mine. I love this running. I would call this work. This is me being productive. It is me doing something good for myself, for my body, my health. I consider this work. However, if I work a really intense job and I want to do these kind of 12-mile runs, I did one 12-mile run, and typically each week I'll do one long run. But what if I wanted to pursue my passion further? What if I wanted to do more of these runs? What if I wanted to do a 12-mile run every day? That good work is really difficult to do unless I have passive income coming to cover my living expenses, because otherwise my time, my valuable time that otherwise could be spent pursuing my passion of running, it's going to be pursued trading my time for money, probably coming home late at night, probably being very tired, not having the energy to run, probably not having the health anymore to run because I'm in a car, I'm commuting so much. And so anyways, this is the difference between good work and bad work. Let me give you another example. let's say my passion in life was philanthropy, and let's say I want to help others, I want to contribute. This actually is one of my passions. The way I help others now, in my opinion, is one, through my YouTube and my video blogging efforts, but also through charitable donations. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I regularly give money to charity. It's a passion of mine. And anyways, I would like to give back more, though. I would like to spend more of my time helping others and more of my money helping others. And this is good work. Would I be paid to do this work? No. Actually, this work would take money out of my pocket because this good work requires me spending money to contribute to others. Anyways, this is an example of good work. Would I be sitting back on a sofa doing nothing? No. If I had more time on my hands, I would be doing this good work. However, it's very difficult to do that good work if one does not have passive income coming in. One does not have dividend checks, because look, if one doesn't have that flexibility, there's suddenly not enough time. There's no time to be going and doing charity, to be helping others, because all of one's time, it is going to get focused on earning income, on pursuing an earned income and trading time for money. So let's take another example, pursuing one's passions. One of my passions in life is YouTubing. Right now on YouTube, do I make enough money to cover my living expenses? No. The amount of money I make on YouTube, it is quite small compared to my living expenses, but I pursue this passion because I love what I do. I love the community that's being created. I love just connecting with like-minded dividend investors. In fact, we've had 2 meetups now in San Francisco. I love spending time with everyone from the dividend community here. I find it so much fun. Anyways, I consider this to be good work. I don't really consider it to be work in the classical sense at all because I love it so much. By contrast, I can go out right now and do consulting. I have skills that I built up in digital marketing, in the health insurance space, in the online lead generation space, in the real estate space, the commercial real estate space. I've got skills. I can go out, trade my time for money, do consulting, make way more money than I could do YouTubing. And I'm not saying it's bad work because, quite frankly, I like consulting. I love what I do, but it could become bad work if I did it for too many hours a week, if it became too much of my life, if I didn't have the balance that I have. But anyways, sometimes good work does not pay a lot of money. Work that involves one's passions, or maybe it just takes time to scale. Oftentimes, when one's passions are misaligned with the work, let's say they're doing something that they don't like as much, it oftentimes pays more, so it becomes a function of necessity. We all have bills, we have children, we have mortgages, we have rent payments, we have car payments, we have to pay for food, for gas. With all these payments coming in, oftentimes bad work is just a function of necessity. And so these are some of the things. Now I'll tell you, let's say someone has their dream job. They love it. They're so happy. They have a 9 to 5, or maybe these days 9 to 5 is rare. It's probably more like a 9 to 7 or 9 to 8. Those are the kind of hours that most people are working around here, at least where I live. And oftentimes, quite frankly, it's more like a 7:30 or 8 to 7, that kind of thing. And but anyways, let's say someone pursues that career and they love it. And if someone's doing what they love, it really makes them thrive. They love what they're doing. In my opinion, that is considered good work. Here's the thing, though. Without passive income coming in, without dividends, it's very risky, in my opinion, because good work can become bad work really quickly. Let's say that you're in your dream job. All of a sudden, you get a new manager. That manager is just a nightmare. That manager is a jerk. You hate that manager. They've made your life awful. Maybe they even want to fire you. They're thinking about completely changing your responsibilities. It happens. Good work can quickly become bad work. And so, especially if the good work in question is one's core kind of like 9 to 5 or 9 to 7, whatever it is, job. And so another example, let's say someone loves their job, they got their dream job, but the team changes. Let's say all of a sudden there's a bunch of people on the team that make it really good, but those people leave, the team now is no good. Again, good work can become bad work really quickly. Let's say the company's not doing well, everyone needs a pay cut. Good work, maybe part of the pay was part of what made it fun. Good work can become bad work really, really quickly. And so the point I'm trying to make here is going back to this quote. When Warren Buffett said, look, you better have this passive income coming in, you better be earning money, while you sleep, or else you could die working until the day you die. He's talking, in my opinion, about bad work. He's talking about, he's not trying to say all work is bad. He's not trying to say we should all just sit around on the sofa. He's an example of this. He spends a lot of his time researching and reading. That is good work for him. He loves it. And so the point here is to avoid the bad work at all costs. And we all know, look, in the short run, we all got to do what we got to do. We got to take on the bad work sometimes. And look, if you're watching and you have a job you don't like, I'm not trying to say, oh, just leave the job. Quite the contrary. The point of my journey, sharing my journey here in this channel, is to illustrate a solution. And in my opinion, dividends are the solution, because while one may have quote unquote bad work, it may be work that they don't like, it may be work they're just getting tired of, they don't want to do anymore, they can save their money and they can deploy it into dividends. And slowly but surely, a passive income stream starts building. And as that passive income stream starts building, it opens doors. It opens doors to pursue good work. Because let's say you don't even have enough passive income to cover all of your living expenses. Let's say, like myself, it just covers some of your living expenses. It sure creates peace of mind. It sure creates flexibility. And so even if your life still does include perhaps some bad work, oftentimes when someone is in that state of just working a job, they're oftentimes, from what I've seen, paralyzed. They don't feel like, hey, I can pursue my dreams. I can do this moonlighting at night and try to start my own business. I can do my own thing. Because oftentimes these people in these jobs, in these situations, they can feel scared. They can be, well, what if my boss doesn't like what I'm doing? What if someone finds out? Or they just don't have the confidence. And what I'm trying to say is just having a basic stream of dividends, a growing stream of dividend income. Dividends, by the way, for those that don't know, are literally checks, cash payments that come from companies that one will receive for being a shareholder. Just for being a shareholder in a company, for example, like Johnson & Johnson, I get 4 dividends a year, and they pay me just to own the company because I own the company as a shareholder. Anyways, by having those dividends come in my experience, they create a lot of confidence, even before financial freedom. Financial freedom, by the way, is when the dividends cover all of one's living expenses. But even before that time, dividends create a sense of confidence. They create a sense of gratitude, of fulfillment, of motivation. And just having the dividends come in, it may allow someone who otherwise is stuck in bad work, they're stuck in that frame of mind, to switch gears and to think outside the box and be like, look, I do have the dividends. I have a security blanket. Yeah, it's not going to cover everything, but it's a security blanket. Look, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take that risk. I'm going to take the risk and start moonlighting at night, start my own business, pursue my passions, or I'm going to take an even bigger risk. I'm going to take a sabbatical from my job. I'm going to leave the job for a year or two, and I'm literally going to go for it. I'm going to go for my passions. I know I don't have enough to make up for everything, but I'm willing to take that risk because I have some comfort in place. This is the beauty of dividends, is it will allow someone to take the leap from the bad work to the good work. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, all of us, of course, should be working. It obviously makes sense to work. And I've gotten comments on my channel before. Again, Ian, you're saying you shouldn't work. No, of course you should work. The one in life is only going to be fulfilled if they work. And look, I'm going to be working until the day I die. I'm going to be exercising. I'm going to be giving back to charity. I'm going to be YouTubing, hopefully, for a very long time here, doing videos and blog posts as well on my blog, on my social media. So please know that I'm here to stay. But also, I'm going to be doing other things like spending time with my family and having balance. And that's another key in life, too. Even if one is in their dream job, even if they're doing the job that they love so incredibly much, a good thing can become a bad thing really quickly. And the way that it becomes a bad thing really quickly is if they spend too many hours doing it, or if their manager the company makes them work too many hours. And that's how good work, again, can become bad work really quickly. But certain types of good work, if one is truly pursuing their passions, owns their own business, is exercising, is pursuing hobbies, charity, a lot of those things, in my opinion, they can never become bad work, and they're always good work. And so that's what's so exciting about dividends, is it opens all of these doors. Now, I want to talk about delusional people. I work here in the San Francisco Silicon Valley, and I've worked for the better part of my career in the tech industry. Now I'm in the commercial real estate industry. And I'll tell you, I've seen this in the tech industry in particular. There are people out there who are delusional. They are actually in bad work. Maybe I'm being a little too judgmental here, because maybe for them it really is good work, but it's hard for me to believe, because I'm talking about situations where we've got a tough manager. We got quite frankly, a bad manager. They're working us from 8 a.m. at night till 3 a.m. at night. We got no free time. But there are people caught in that cycle, and they've tricked themselves into thinking that, hey, this is my dream job. I love this. This is for me. And maybe they're right. If it is, it's good work. And I'll tell you, the definition of good work will be different for everyone. But the tip here, and the reason I'm pointing this out, is as you go home, you start analyzing your life, you start thinking, am I in a state of good work? Am I in a state of bad work? Is to think, am I tricking myself? Am I lying to myself? Because in my experience, there actually are quite a bit of people out there who are literally tricking themselves and lying to themselves. They're telling themselves that these situations that they're in my opinion, are not good work, are really good. And so you just have to be careful for that as well, because the human brain, it can play tricks sometimes, and one can even program their brain to think like, hey, something that's good or something that's bad, it's good. And so just watch out for that. But the key here is just to be realistic. Are you in a state of good work? Are you in a state of bad work? Do you want to get from the bad work into the good work? In my opinion, dividends are the answer. And so I want to move on now, and I want to talk about the difference between the rich and the poor. We get a lot of comments and discussion on YouTube. Hey, rich people do this, poor people do this. I don't even want to get into that today. I don't even like comparing the rich and the poor, but I want to give my own definition of rich and poor. A rich person, in my opinion, doesn't matter what they own, doesn't matter what possessions they have, doesn't matter how much money they have. What matters for a rich person is if they have flexibility and command over their time and over the kind of work that they pursue. And the way, in my opinion, to have complete freedom and flexibility over choosing good work is through passive income, through dividends, through dividend checks. And when one has dividends flowing in that cover living expenses, one can go out and truly pursue their work. If they want to run every day of the week, generates no income. Maybe eventually it will if they get sponsored. They're a really good ultra marathon runner, for example, and they get sponsorships, or maybe they write a book one day that generates some royalties. There's ways to turn to make money from anything. But if one truly wants to pursue any kind of work and be rich, in my opinion, that's the definition of rich. It's that financial freedom. It's the complete financial freedom. By contrast, being poor, in my opinion, is being tied. And again, someone could be poor and have a Ferrari, have a multi-million-dollar home, and all, a Rolex and all of these fancy things. But that person may be tied to a job, and they may be tied to a job that is less than desirable. And maybe they're tricking themselves in their mind into thinking that it's good work, that they love it. But at the end of the day, deep down, if they really analyze the situation, they would understand, hey, it's not really good work because it's not aligned with my passion. I'm working all these hours. I'm not healthy anymore. I spend no time with my family. I'm eating bad, eating really quickly. And so I don't have time for spirituality. And so these kind of situations, in my opinion, are poor. That's a poor person. A poor person is tied to an earned income, and they're in particular tied to an earned income that gives them little flexibility, that is not aligned with their passions and their value set, and does not spark happiness, and does not spark, quite frankly, a balanced and healthy lifestyle. It's a very one-sided lifestyle that is polarized towards the job, the work that generates the income to buy all that stuff. And so if one wants to make the leap from the poor bucket to the rich bucket, in my opinion, it has nothing to do with material possessions, net worth, anything like that. Philosophically, making that move has everything to deal with time management and how one has command over their time. And one of the only ways, in my opinion, to have complete freedom over time is true passive income, which comes from dividend stocks, in my opinion, because when I own dividend stocks, like Warren Buffett said, I earn money while I sleep. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go to meetings. I don't have to make difficult decisions. I don't have to pursue certain projects that are just not aligned with my interests. literally at night sleeping, the money comes in so that when I wake up, I can truly pursue the good work, the work that I love. And so I love this quote. Thank you, my friend, for sharing this. If you want to see more cool content, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, but also go ahead and check me out on Instagram and Twitter. I will link in the description below. And before I close out today, one quick note, I own this stock, Johnson & Johnson, one of my favorites, my #1 favorite dividend stock of all time, pays me dividends. I can use those dividends to pay bills, although right now I'm reinvesting them so my snowball increases. And the point that I wanted to make here is there are people at Johnson & Johnson, quite frankly, some of them doing good work because they're in the job that they love, and they have a really good team, and their work-life balance is there, and they're earning a good salary, and quite frankly, maybe they have some time to pursue other passions. Maybe they exercise, they do other stuff, they have spirituality, they got everything going on. But there are people, I bet, at any major corporation like Johnson & Johnson or all the others that I own pursuing bad work. There's people there in that situation, probably in a job that they don't like. Maybe the culture is no good. Maybe the manager is no good. Look, at any company, the manager that you have, it is the company to the employee. The manager is everything. If you get a bad manager, it really ruins the experience. Anyways, there's people at J&J doing tough work, doing bad work. I love being a shareholder in the company because I get to sit back and enjoy the benefits of everyone's work there. And look, let's face it, working a job, trading time for money, we've all had to do it. We all do it. At times, it's really tough. And quite frankly, there's seasons in one's life as well. And so I'm not just trying to put people down here. I've done bad work in my life during certain seasons of my life. And bad meaning just work that wasn't really aligned with my core values, work that I didn't really have a passion for, and or just work I had a passion for, but there's stretching me too far, too many hours, horrible health. At a certain time, I weighed quite a bit more than I do now. I actually did a whole video about that. I'll link to it in the description below. But anyways, we all go through these seasons, but the benefit of being a dividend investor is we get to benefit from everyone's work, from the people out there doing the work at these companies. And I commend these people. And also, a nuanced point here is I hope this video is reaching those types of people as well, because I want to help people who may be in a position that's less than desirable and at least provide an avenue, provide an idea, spark an idea on how one could improve their situation. And I certainly believe that dividends are the answer. They're totally the answer from moving from poor to rich, from bad work to good work. And look, there's lots of shades of gray, but it's baby steps. And with each dividend that comes in, each dollar of dividend income that rolls through, each incremental dividend, it is all a step towards being better, to being happier in life. And ultimately, dividends are what make us all happy, or provide the basis for living a happy life, in my humble opinion. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the amazing comments and questions. All of that means the world to me. If you like this channel, you want to be part of our 20,000 strong dividend investing community, please make sure to subscribe. We would love to have you here as part of the community. And before I leave today, in terms of a full disclosure, I am long on Johnson & Johnson, ticker J&J. I own that stock in my personal stock portfolio. And before we leave today, in terms of a friendly disclaimer, today's video is not investment advice. I'm not a licensed investment advisor. Today's video is just for your fun and entertainment. If you're going to go out and invest in the stock market or anywhere else, please consult a licensed financial advisor first. Literally, I am just sharing my journey here on YouTube for fun and entertainment so that everyone can enjoy these videos. All right, everyone, I will see you in the next dividend investing video.